So this is the latest information that has come out regarding William Saliba's future at Arsenal Football Club. William Saliba has communicated his desire to stay at Olympique Marseille next season to the club hierarchy. Manager George Sampaoli, in recent meetings with management, has made Saliba the priority of the off-season, reporting at RMC Sports Exclusive. And that is something that I want you to read yourselves and find a way of internalizing it, find a way of harnessing it into your blood, right? So Saliba has apparently or reportedly now communicated his desire to stay at Olympique Marseille to the club's hierarchy. And manager at Marseille, George Sampaoli, has told management that his priority this summer will be taking William Saliba. Now, more on this story. The more interesting part in this story is that Olympique Marseille are still looking at signing William Saliba on another season-long loan. That is the only, good news on the side of Arsenal. They do not want to sign him on a permanent. They would rather sign him on another season-long loan. Something that I think Arsenal should not actually, accept. We need William Saliba to come back in that defense. We need him now that we've gone to Europe and we have more games. There is no reason as to why he stays out of the club. If you sent him out to get that game time, to feel a little bit, better about himself, to develop, I think he's done it. There is no reason as to why Arsenal in the world. There is no reason in the world that Arsenal keep him on loan at Marseille. So let us explore the three angles that I thought of 3 weeks ago, and I'm going to bring them back on this podcast right now. The first angle is that William Saliba is frustrated and does not want to stay at Arsenal Football Club. Now, you cannot blame a player. Listen, lads, you cannot blame a player who, who has always come out and said, I need a chance. I deserve a chance. Thierry Henry put it very well on his recent, interview, and he was talking about Saliba, and he said, look, the problem with Arsenal and William Saliba is that they didn't give him a chance to fail. They did not even try to give him a chance to fail, and that is the worst case scenario you can have with a player. That is the worst case scenario, because it totally shows that he's not wanted. It totally shows that he's not appreciated. And with young players in that age bracket, like 17, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, one thing that keeps them in the team, whether they have game football or they do not have, is the fact that those reassurances, you keep them feeling wanted, right? Now, Saliba at the moment is frustrated. You can. What are we gonna tell him? That is the question. What are we gonna tell him? That we suddenly love you. That we are suddenly in love with you. And you're the best centre back in the world. He's not going to listen to that. To that bullshit. And we are lucky that, that it is not Real Madrid that has lost two centre backs, like Chelsea. For example, if it were Real Madrid that has lost two centre backs, because Madrid have been interested in him, so Atletico Madrid. We do not know how much of competition is going to come in, but can you believe that we're going to be competing with other clubs for our own player? That is, for me, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And Arsenal put themselves in this situation. I do not know how we get ourselves out of it, but we've actually put ourselves there. No excuses there. No excuses. Arsenal have put themselves in this very, very difficult situation. Look, we might all blame Mikel and everyone like that, yeah. And I think Mikel has a big part to play in this, a very huge part to play in this. And he's been speaking about transfers, and he said, look, it's not about only buying; it is also the outgoings, right? And in my head, I said, if you're talking about a proper summer, a proper transfer window, you should be prioritizing bringing back William Saliba. You're gonna need him. You will need him. We've seen for 2 consecutive seasons now, Arsenal's season is being destroyed by injuries at the end of the season. That was last season. That was the case last season, and it's the case this season. Players like Partey, Ben White are injured, Gabriel Magalhaes are injured, and there is panic all over the place. And by the time the dust settles down, Arsenal have lost top 4, Arsenal out of Europe, Arsenal have done this and that, right? So with William Saliba, that is the first angle. He is frustrated, and that's why he's saying, bare minimum, right? Bare minimum, I would rather stay at Olympique Marseille. Because, look, Saliba is not a foolish boy. And I know his representatives are very, very clever. They're going to do this. They will pressurize Arsenal into, succumbing to ridiculous demands, because that is where we've put ourselves. We've put ourselves there, open to competition with other clubs for our own player. Saliba's contract is going to run down. If you ask me who's the best young centre back in the world, look, Paul Torres, we have Gabriel Magalhaes, we have Jules Koundé. I have a couple of them. Matthias De Ligt for me is very, very good. I would say he's one of the, actually the best. But Saliba is also very, very, close, in that conversation. And actually, he's there by merit. He is there by merit. And as clubs look for centre backs, as clubs now, decide that we need centre backs, they'll be looking at him. Chelsea, I won't be surprised if Chelsea knock on the door, because they've done it before. They've come to Arsenal before, taken Ashley Cole, right, out of the team, the bow team. We saw to them Olivier Giroud as well. So I won't be surprised if Chelsea come in and say, look, we want William Saliba, right? We've lost Rudiger, we've lost Andreas Christensen. Give us Saliba. If Saliba doesn't want to stay, and there is a way we can negotiate a deal for Conor Gallagher to come to Arsenal, and Saliba moves the other way, given he doesn't want to stay, I'll do the deal. I'll definitely do that. I'll give him to Chelsea and get Conor Gallagher, in the opposite direction. I'm not really saying that is what we should do. The priority should be keeping him. So that is angle number one. He's frustrated and he cannot trust Arsenal anymore, and that's the problem, right? Because Mikel has said players must be 100% committed. And I don't think Saliba's commitment is now 100%. We've lied to him. We've shown him that he's not that important. It's going to take a lot of hard work if you're going to, take steps in the opposite direction to win his trust back. Things he's going to ask for. He's going to say, give me an assurance that I'm going to be playing in the Premier League 24/7. He can't do that. I don't think Mikel Arteta is ready to give him that reassurance. So that is the first angle. The second angle is that the agents of William Saliba are trying to pressurize Arsenal into a very good deal. Now, we know, according to Goal.com and Charles Watts, they did report that Arsenal planning on reintegrating or integrating, because I don't think he was integrated before, so it's not reintegrating. Integrating William Saliba into the squad. We can now have 25 players, in the squad. We currently, our squad currently has 19 players, so 6 more positions. And of course, some players are going to leave, Edin Ketia and the others. So we have around 8 positions to fill in the summer. I'm not saying we're going to buy 8 players, no. What I'm trying to say is, of course, you could have the likes of Omar Hutchinson come in, the likes of Norton and the others coming in, and Miguel Aziz and Charlie Patinos coming in. But what I'm trying to say here is that the agents and the representatives of William Saliba, if they are smart, they know Arsenal will not want to lose William Saliba. So they are going to come onto the table and they will say, look, we want to stay at Olympique Marseille. So Arsenal then will be pushed to give them and give the player whatever they want. I mean, what other choice do we have? Him saying that he wants to stay at Marseille, he knows very well that is only if Arsenal agree. If Arsenal disagree, he cannot go back on loan to Marseille. But what he can do, he can refuse to sign a new contract with Arsenal, and then next season his contract will be 1 year less. That means that you're not even going to sell him for 30 million. You're not even going to sell him for 50 million. Of course you could, but you will not get the money that you would have gotten if his contract is still has 2 years or 3 years. So I think there could be an element of exploitation there. Try to make sure, of course I do not blame the player's agent, because you want your agent, you want your client to be playing regular game football, to be getting regular game time, to be playing regular football. And I think if Arsenal don't see that early, we might end up having a problem. So the solution lies, for me, amongst all this, we need to talk to William Saliba and probably make him captain in Europa League. There's no problem there. I mean, just make him captain. I'm kidding. But my point is that we need to find a way of bringing the heart of William Saliba away, because we sent it away. And look, this is one thing that Mikel Arteta will never tell us, and he will never convince us that William Saliba is not good enough. No one is going to buy that bullshit. No one, especially on this channel. I'll never accept that. I'll never buy into that bullshit that William Saliba as a player is not good enough. I'll never buy into that. So that is the story, lads. Make sure you always tune in on a daily basis for fresh Arsenal content. But that is the story around William Saliba. So just to take a closer look at it one more last time, Saliba has communicated his desire to stay at Marseille to the club hierarchy. Manager George Sampaoli, in a recent meeting with his management, has made Saliba the priority in the summer, in the off season. So that's it. I need your thoughts. I need your opinions. I'll be taking them very, very soon about what you think about this lad, William Saliba. And do you think we should just let him go? Because that is also that is the third angle. Like, Arsenal could just let him go. We could just sell him. That is another angle. An angle that I think many Arsenal fans are not interested in hearing, and that's why I didn't explore it deeper and further.